Well, we're back. This is Steve Sanson and Troy Warren with Veterans in Politics. Jim Jonas is taking a hiatus. Won't be here today. We have three guests today. We have Mark Shaffer, the owner and publisher of MyVegas magazine. MyVegas magazine.
MyVegas.
MyVegas. Troy, how come I'm hearing your voice nicely? I'm not hearing me.
I don't know.
What the heck is going on with me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I've been hearing you. I just don't hear myself.
Oh, okay.
Do you talk to yourself?
Yeah.
You answer yourself?
All the time.
Okay.
Hey, that's expert advice, bro.
You're good for politics then.
Absolutely.
And then we're gonna have Erica Mosca, who's a candidate for Nevada State Assembly District 18. 18. You know they're legal at 18.
I would hope so.
Yeah. And then we're gonna have Richard Vaughan, a candidate for Clark County School Board Trustee District A. You think he's a smart guy?
I don't know. We're going to find out because if he's running for the school district, that's my hot button. So I hope he's prepped.
I hope he's smart because you would want to think if you're the trustee of a school board, you got to be, somewhere in the top notch of education.
Well, no. Have you seen some of the people on the board?
Maybe that's why he's running.
Well, because I interviewed Linda E. Young.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was nothing but 20 minutes of excuses.
Hey, that's her endorsed candidate. Don't be slapping up on her. I like her hats. Oh. Have you seen those hats?
Dude, she had a hat on that day.
Hey, so today was a Eldorado Day parade. Eldorado.
How was that? Was it a little windy out there, or did you get it before the wind?
It was a little bit windy, but not so much. But, I'm just getting too old for this, Troy. Walking down 4th Street for that, a half a mile?
A whole half mile.
It's about a half mile, isn't it? Or maybe a little bit more?
Maybe a little more.
Yeah, and then you got to walk back.
So a whole mile.
Maybe a little over a mile.
Well, would you walk it, or were you in a car?
Yeah, no, I walked, and my feet was getting tired. Yeah. I don't know. My mind was telling my feet not to get tired.
Was it busy down there?
Not so much. Not so much.
Well, they killed the Eldorado parade because, when I was growing up, especially when I was in high school, Eldorado, dude, it was the shit. It was a major event in this town. Not anymore. They attempted to bring it back. Why it's not picking back? Probably not picking back up because now, with all the growth and everything, and so many people don't understand the history.
And we don't have horses as much as we did back in the day.
Nope, not at all.
Now we got cars.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. And Californians.
Yeah. So you don't have any rants, do you?
The Obama administration?
That's a whole show and a half.
Well, you know what? We need to have a show on that because I'm telling you what, you want to talk about some overreach?
You know what? We could talk to Richard Vaughan about that. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna because I'm telling you right now, that's a hot button for me.
All right. So you wanna bring one of the guests?
Yeah.
Let's go with the first person that showed up today.
That would be Mr. Vaughan.
Okay. All right, folks, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back with Richard Vaughan, candidate for Clark County School Board, District Letter A. This is Steve Sanson and Troy Warren, Veterans in Politics. We'll be right back.
Legals, registered document preparers, and enrolled agents to assist you when you need it. Need help getting a divorce, starting your business, or just filing your taxes? Nevada Legal Forms is there for you. Nevada Legal Forms has over 1,000 legal forms and do-yourself kits for all your everyday matters. Nevada Legal Forms, the best place to start. Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services is not a law office or have attorneys on staff and cannot give legal advice.
Nevada Legal Forms, Charleston and Valley View. Call 702-870-0977 or online at nevadalegalforms.com.
My name is is Heidi Hanusen. I'm a marriage and family therapist. I recently opened my own practice under the name of Faith Individual and Family Counseling in the area of Summerlin. I have been practicing family therapy for 14 years, and I work well with individuals, children, teens, couples, and most of all, families. I have experience in a variety of areas, which include family conflict, communication issues, grief, anxiety, depression, anger issues, addiction, adjustment to life changes, trauma, and most forms of mood disorder. The agency work I have done has given me the experience to work with all levels of issues from severe to mild. I believe in change and positive outcome. If you are interested to begin change, you can reach me at 702-370-4244 or hanusa@cs.com. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Annette Levy. Did you know that we usually elect judges based solely on name recognition? So here goes. My name's Annette Levy. My name's Annette Levy. My name's Annette Levy. Now, for those of you who might want to know a little more, I have 29 years legal experience, 15 years arbitrator, 11 years judge pro tem. I'm ethical. I'm experienced. I want to be your district court.
Paul Pata Law is a proud sponsor of Veterans in Politics. Attorney Paul Pata, a former federal prosecutor, is ready to fight for you. If you've been injured in a car accident, call Paul. Been a victim of a medical malpractice at the VA? Call Paul. Suffered a slip and fall? You better call Paul. Paul Pata Law, 702-366-1888. That's 702-366-1888. Or check us out on the web at paulpadda.com. That's paulpata.com. You fought for our country, now let us fight for you at Paul Pata Law.
Well, we are back. This is Steve Sanson and Troy Warren with Veterans in Politics. We have Richard Vaughan, who's a candidate for Clark County School Board District A, because he's the first one.
The first one.
A in the alphabet.
A.
Yeah, AA.
A.
You think he's Canadian? A. Richard Vaughan, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, Steve. Thank you very much for having me here.
Let's tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a 62-year resident of Southern Nevada.
Oh, wow.
Moved here from Texas with my parents. They owned a potato chip factory in Corpus Christi, but when I was a kid, I had asthma, and so the doctor said, well, get him to a dry climate. So here we came.
You know Bugsy Siegel?
I know of him. I never actually met him, although my mother was an executive in the hotel industry.
You know Jimmy the Hammer?
No, but I do know Tony the Ant Spilatro. In fact, they mistook my house for his home one day. We still had a shotgun bullet in the ceiling. So
wow.
Well, I knew
the front window.
I knew Fat Herbie Blitzstein, and I worked for his son Rick at one time.
Well, Herbie found out about 22 caliber bullets to the back of the head, I think, and
that was his business partner and friend that did that.
Imagine what the enemy would have did.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, nobody was ever going to think about jumping across a casino cage counter and stealing the chips or the money. And
oh, no.
We went 7 years without a bank robbery in this town. If you did something bad, you hoped the cops were the ones that caught you.
That's no joke.
Yeah.
I believe that.
No joke.
I believe that. So go ahead with your bio.
So, all the way through high school, first graduating class at Western High School, 1963.
Ooh, 63.
That kind of dates me. Yes, I am 71.
Oh, wow.
Started business after the couple years in the Navy and overseas.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. I was glad to do it. I actually started in business with American Linen, and they became Mission Linen and Uniform Service. I went all the way from, the day I started, I was a truck driver, to the final 6 or 7 years that I was there. I was the general manager.
Wow.
And I left in 1989. I said, now what do I want to do? I mean, we drove around the country for half a year and, got to know the country. I liked driving across country. Came back and said, what do I do now? And my twin daughters, we have 6 children. My twin daughters said, well, Dad, why don't you be a teacher? You always taught us. And so I went back to school. I did my first bachelor's degree in 2 years, my first master's in 1.
Wow.
They don't let you do that anymore, but I took 23 credits a semester. And worked full-time at the same time. So, I had no real life.
Wow.
But I became a teacher in the Clark County School District in 1990.
God bless you.
I started 2 years at Gibson Elementary School in Green Valley as a PE teacher. And one summer we were doing some year-round school, so I volunteered to do second grade at Mountain View, way over off of Nellis Boulevard.
That is my elementary.
Yeah.
Mountain View.
That's where I went.
Did Mr. Vaughan teach you?
I might have been your teacher for a summer.
Well, I don't know, because I went there from 70 to 76.
Okay, well, it was definitely after that. But and it was kind of interesting. The teachers told me that, well, show up with 14 things to do, and by the end of the day, if you still had 3 or 4 left, you had a good day.
Right.
But after that, the next year I went to high school. I went to Green Valley High School. Okay. I started there. Actually, Carol Johnston, who was the principal at the time, had been his first year coaching and teaching was at Western High School in 1963, the year I graduated.
Wow.
So he hired me when I walked in. He said, well, you're certified both comprehensive English and comprehensive social studies. So we're going to hire you as a social studies teacher, but we have no open social studies positions.
Okay.
What we do have is shop and industrial arts.
Gotcha.
I said, well, I really don't know anything about shop and industrial arts. He says, we don't care. We have 5 classes out of control. Will you take them?
Is that like metal or wood shop?
Metal, wood shop, plastics, acrylic plastics.
Okay. Nothing explosives, right?
No, I had to have my son come in on Saturdays to show me how to run the equipment. But nobody lost any fingers, and they got to build all kinds of really neat things. And they closed the shop. They couldn't find a legitimate shop teacher.
So basically, Mr. Vaughan, you've been in the Clark County School District for how long?
24 years. I retired after 24 years. So why the
heck would you want to be a trustee? Well, what's motivating you?
That would be my first question.
Yeah, what's motivating you? Yeah.
I saw a lot of things in the school district that I thought we could change.
Right.
A lot of problems we've had with obtaining and retaining teachers, educators. The Education Week rates Nevada schools as 49th. There's one state that rates below us, and that's Mississippi. I think that's terribly disgraceful. I think we have good schools. We have good teachers. We just have some misdirected ideas about how to run the schools. Unfortunately, I think we let legislators send things out of state to find out how to make teachers teach better. And these legislators, some of them are college graduates, some of them aren't, but they want to tell people who have bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees who are professional teachers how to teach.
Yeah.
And rarely do they come to the teachers and ask the teachers what works, what works and what doesn't work. And by the way, how do we keep teachers in the district?
Right.
Nobody asks teachers that. I talked to a school trustee several days ago about the exit interview, because once a teacher leaves the district, their Interact account is cut off from that day. So the school district has no idea why teachers are really leaving or what the problems are. They really don't get any honest feedback.
Well, it's because I believe they don't care.
Well, I think that probably could be true.
Well, based on results.
Well,
so why are you running for this particular seat?
Well, of course, District A, I live in Henderson.
Okay.
I've been in Henderson
There's
since
got to be a more
2006.
reason to motivate you. What's motivating you?
I like the idea of career and technical education.
Okay.
I think that we need to expand that, particularly in the comprehensive high schools, not just special schools.
Okay.
My years teaching, I had the smart kids. I taught the honors classes, AP classes. I started the dual credit program at Foothill High School and ran that for 6 years.
Okay.
The dual credit was the kids received not only high school credit, but they also received college credit from CSN. CSN did a tremendous job in allowing Foothill to do dual credit classes. So the kids would attend school at Foothill High School. And for instance, I taught dual credit Poli-Sci 101. Not only did they get honors government credit, but they received 4 credits from CSN in political science, and it cost them $83.
Okay.
Well, where are you going to get even 1 credit in college for $83 today?
True. Let me rephrase my question then.
All right.
What is the incumbent doing or not doing? Why you are in this race?
Well, I've heard her say several times that now is not the time to change what the district is doing.
When we're 85th place?
Yeah, well, that's kind of my take on it. I mean, if we're 49th place and sinking, maybe this is the time to do something. A couple of other interesting statistics that I just wanted to give you.
Sure.
On the public school revenue per student, Nevada is 51st.
Wow.
We're behind the District of Columbia. Our per capita expenditures for K through 12 education were 49th.
Uh-huh.
For corrections, we're 15th. And for law enforcement and fire, we're 7th in the United States. So evidently, we're not valuing education, I think, as highly as we should.
For correction, we're 15th.
Okay. Well, that's
we
right.
can lock them up, but we can't educate them.
Well, and I think maybe we've all seen that billboard that shows that it's $60,000 to keep one person in prison and $9,000 to educate one.
Yes.
So, I think that we could probably spend some of that money a little better.
Do you believe in the breakup of the Clark County School District?
No, I don't, Steve.
And why is that?
Well, all I see it doing is adding more administration, even though the people that are putting this together say, no, it doesn't.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you're going to divide into more sub-districts, you've got to have more administration. You're not going to have any more teachers.
Okay.
There aren't any more classrooms.
Uh-huh.
So I've been waiting for somebody to tell me, how is this going to benefit the students? And nobody seems to be able to do that. How will it
wouldn't it give parents a choice to where to put their kid?
Well,
and have if they was broken up, have them compete against each other.
I think school choice is a
the EAS
different
program.
subject, rather than the breaking up the district. Of course, we can only do it into like subunits, and we did that 4 years ago. We have 14 performance districts that we did 4 years ago, and now they want to break it up again into more districts. I just, I want to know how it's going to help the kids to do something like that. School choice. Pretty soon, we're going to have 9,500 kids all want to go to Coronado High School, and nobody wants to go to Western, where I graduated from.
Well, maybe Western need to jump on their bandwagon and start.
Well, Steve,
make it look good so everybody wants to come there.
How are you going to do that if you can't get good teachers?
That's true.
Quality teachers. I mean, we're 4 weeks from graduation, and the Clark County School District, from what I was told, is still 600 teachers short.
Wow.
They opened the year 700 teachers short. We have, and particularly in at-risk schools, we have long-term substitutes that aren't even qualified to teach some of the classes teaching the at-risk kids.
Oh, wow.
I think the focus on the district should be student safety and health first, putting a certified, licensed, responsible educator before the student second, and everything else comes after that. We need quality educators in this district, and we need to take care of the kids.
Well, one of the things that irritates me the most about this school district, and hear me, I'm a graduate, got a lot of families graduate here because I have a lot of family here, is and you even brought it up, money, we need money, and they just jammed a bunch of taxes down our throats to give the school district more money. My problem is the school district is so top-heavy. I mean, I saw a budget report. There's over 400 administrators making six figures. And one in particular that caught my eye was a roofing supervisor. Was making close to $200,000 by the time you added benefits and everything onto it. In the private sector, I don't even know what a roofing supervisor is. But wouldn't you want to do something to cut down the administration that's going on in the school district so we can get that money back down to the teachers and the students where it belongs?
Well, I think that's not a bad idea, but I think the other side of the coin is to get them to do their job. I'm familiar with a school that when it opened in August, the air conditioning was down every other day. When it was closing in May and June, the air conditioning was down every other day. And they found out that, I don't know if you know how the air conditioning works in high schools, but they use things called chillers.
Yes, yeah,
they're big towers.
Familiar with them.
No one had inspected the chillers for 8 years.
Wow.
And so to refurbish the chillers, there went $1.5 million.
Well, they're not cheap.
No, there certainly aren't. Well, $1.5 million, there went 30 teachers. So, administration to do their job, I think that's probably a good plan. But once again, we're back to teachers. I'm statistically told that your district is not top heavy, that we're pretty much up to date with what all other districts are through the country. But I see so many people in administrative positions that are doing jobs that could be done by other people or that don't even need to be done at all. People that have jobs that doesn't even require their attention until the beginning of school and the end of school. So too many administrators, I don't know, but not enough teachers. Absolutely the biggest problem I think we have in this district.
And I think another issue that I've seen, because I know a lot of teachers, and there's a lot of debate around Common Core, the teaching of tests, and not being able to, let's teach our kids.
I think Common Core is a disaster, and I would call to your attention the 5th, just last Wednesday, Gary Herbert, the governor of Utah, published an open letter to his school board saying, let's get rid of Common Core.
God bless his soul.
And let's develop our own program. I don't understand why Nevada, and let's talk about the new teacher evaluation program now that's 17 pages. Why do we hire a company from San Francisco, West Ed, at a really nice 6-figure thing, to come into Nevada, and by the way, they're definitely for profit, to tell Nevada how to get their teachers to teach better, how to do this evaluation. Don't we have people in the state of Nevada that can come to schools and talk to teachers and talk to administrators and find out what we need to do to make education better? One of the things I think we miss, I retired from Foothill High School. Last year, Foothill High School had a new principal, and on staff they had 4 more retired principals helping to run the school. And I'm sure they were probably paid at their scale. Well, why don't we bring back retired teachers who have done a good job teaching or have done something effectively to come back and run in-service sessions for our new teachers or for teachers that are struggling, or even to visit classrooms and share ideas that they had that worked. There are lots of them. But our district doesn't go to those people.
I'll tell you why, because that would work. I'm telling you, I've watched this school district. When Carlos Garcia was the superintendent, he did. Personally, I thought he was a disaster. And then he created, 5 assistant principal positions or assistant superintendent positions?
Yes.
At 6-figure salaries. So there's an added administration. And then you're talking about now they're bringing in
14 on top of that.
Yeah. So where does it stop?
Well, one of the things,
and then as a clerk, as on the board of trustees, how can you battle that? How can you stop that so we can get the money back down to the kids?
I don't know that one trustee can have that much effect, but I can tell you that I'm pretty much outspoken and can be pretty noisy.
Well, I know Kevin Childs would be in your corner.
Well, I have a lot of things that I think we've never had a secondary teacher as a school trustee. Mm-hmm. So if I am elected to the position, that would certainly be a first. And I've been in the schools, and I know what goes on in the schools, and I think I know how to at least help or fix some of the problems. Okay. We need to stabilize salaries. Mm-hmm. Look at what's happened to school salaries over the last 8 or 9 years. We've had not even a cost of living increases for teachers. Now all of a sudden, they're supposed to be going up $5,000 next year. Mm-hmm. I had a school board trustee tell me just the other night that, well, let's hope that the state funds it, because if we don't, we might as well close the doors. Yeah. What kind of an attitude is that for a school trustee? Mm-hmm. I think we need to find ways to fix things. We need to spend our money more effectively in schools. Mm-hmm. We need to quit wasting money. We need to focus on the kids. We need to focus on the teachers.
Well, and then on that same line, we need to get the federal government out.
Well, I think the Department of Education has overstayed its welcome. I understand statistically for every dollar that we send to Washington, D.C., 9 cents comes back.
Wow.
When Utah and Connecticut decided to abandon that No Child Left Behind, well, they were threatened with none of the school money coming back to them.
Extortion.
And Utah said, well, we can make up that 9 or 10 or 12 cents that the government gives us back. We'll make that up on our own. And Connecticut did the same. Yeah. And No Child Left Behind was an abject failure.
Well, all it did was leave children behind.
Well, Mr. Vaughan, we're running out of time, and we have 2 more guests. But I'd like to thank you for coming on the program. And could you tell the listeners why they should go to the booth and vote for you and your point of contact?
Well, it's Richard Vaughan for CCSD Trustee 2016 on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I have a webpage coming up the internet page coming up, I think, in the next day or two. And I'm on contact by phone, the area code 702-451-9929. And you can certainly email me, too. I answer everything.
Why should people vote for you?
Well, I have a vision for change. I have some ideas for change. I have some ideas that haven't been tried. And my focus is on, safety and security of kids and putting an educated teacher in front of every student, not just the smart ones, but the at-risk ones too.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Steve, George, thank you very much for the opportunity.
And congratulations on getting the endorsement from Veterans in Politics.
I do appreciate that.
This is Steve Sanson and Troy Warren with Veterans in Politics. Folks, don't go away. That was Richard Vaughan, who's a candidate for Clark County School Board Trustee, District A. We're going to have Erica Mosca, who is an assembly candidate for District 18.
Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services have been serving Nevada. Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services, the reliable option for your legal and tax matters. The original do-it-yourself legal source store with paralegals, registered document preparers, and enrolled agents to assist you when you need it. Need help getting divorced? Starting your business, or just filing your taxes? Nevada Legal Forms is there for you. Nevada Legal Forms has over 1,000 legal forms and do-yourself kits for all your everyday matters. Nevada Legal Forms, the best place to start. Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services is not a law office or have attorneys on staff and cannot give legal advice.
Nevada Legal Forms, Charleston and Valley View. Call 702-870-0977 or online at nevadalegalforms.com.
My name is Heidi Hanus, and I'm a marriage and family therapist. I recently opened my own practice under the name of Faith Individual and Family Counseling in the area of Summerlin. I have been practicing family therapy for 14 years, and I work well with individuals, children, teens, couples, and most of all, families. I have experience in a variety of areas, which include family conflict, communication issues, grief, anxiety, depression, anger issues, addiction, adjustment to life changes, trauma, and most forms of mood disorder. The agency work I have done has given me the experience to work with all levels of issues from severe to mild. I believe in change and positive outcome. If you are interested to begin change, you can reach me at 702-370-4244 or hanusa@cs.com. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Annette Levy. Did you know that we usually elect judges based solely on name recognition? So here goes. My name's Annette Levy. My name's Annette Levy. My name's Annette Levy. Now, for those of you who might want to know a little more, I have 29 years legal experience, 15 years arbitrator, 11 years judge pro tem. I'm ethical. I'm experienced. I want to be your district court judge in Department 20. And by the way, my name's Annette Levy.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Annette Levy. If you'd like to know more, visit her website at electannette.com.
Paul Padala is a proud sponsor of Veterans in Politics.
Well, we are back, folks. It's Steve Sanson, Troy Warren, Veterans in Politics. We have live Erica Mosca, candidate for Clark County.
Nevada State Assembly.
No, Nevada State Assembly District number 1818.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, Richard Vaughan, he got me on the Clark County thing. So, Miss Mosca, tell us about you. She's always smiling, isn't she? Always smiling.
Always.
I'm lucky to be here. I'm excited. Thank you.
Face.
I watched her video. I watched her YouTube video today. Is all.
Ah, thank you. Okay. My name is Erica Mosca, running for Assemblywoman of District 18. I'm a former Clark County School District teacher. I taught at Goldfarb Elementary School off of Charleston.
You're not old enough.
Yeah.
I'm a lot older than I look. I'll almost be 30. But I'll tell you what I've done.
I have kids older than you.
You almost 30?
Next month. I'll tell you what I've done between this time.
My son will be 30 on June 11th.
Oh.
My oldest is 29.
Okay, yes. So the first
you could be my kid.
You look young, though.
I know. I exfoliate.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was first person in my family to go to college.
Erica, have you ever had a mud bath?
No.
Oh, my God. It's good.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It tightens the skin.
It's going to make me look even younger, though.
Make you look even younger.
It's kind of bad with this.
I know. Then people think that you're 18 or something.
That's what I thought she was.
Oh, really?
18, running in District 18.
There you go.
That could help.
Yeah.
In some ways. Yeah. If we got more people registered to vote.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was a teacher, and then I'm also proud to be the first person in my family to graduate from college, so I really care about empowering people. Okay. And so I went to Harvard's Graduate School of Education. I got a master's in education policy, and I came back and worked for the school district. Okay. So I really cared about our highest need students and families having more resources. So as the project manager of the school performance framework. So if you know, our schools are ranked from 1 to 5 stars. I was the original manager of that. Didn't feel like I was having the impact I wanted to have. So at 26, I saved all my money and started a nonprofit in East Las Vegas called Leaders in Training. Okay. And we support East Las Vegas students to become first-generation college graduates. Wow. But most importantly, to come back to this state and be the leadership, especially for communities that are not represented.
So why are you running for assembly?
Yeah, great question. I'm not
got her
somebody.
off guard.
I know I'm not someone who's always wanted to be a politician, right? I like being in the work. I like being with people. Right. What happened about 6 months ago was I had a student who's done everything right. He's a Latino student. He's a male. All the statistics say he's not going to graduate from high school. He's gone into college, and here he is in an elementary school crying his eyes out because he can't figure out the FAFSA, how to do his financial aid. And yes, that doesn't have to do with state policy, but why is he even struggling? His mom works 2 jobs, his dad works 2 jobs. They're doing everything possible to support this student who's done everything right for 4 years and still feels like he doesn't have a door. So I think we need people up there who actually know what it's like in the community, who are not doing it for themselves. I consider this a community-based campaign.
Not self-absorbed, entitled?
Yes.
Okay.
And to actually involve people, right? So my vision dream is that once I win, that I could actually go back in the community and share the bills with them, share the information, ask people, what do you want? And actually have people go to the Grant Sawyer building. I've been there. I brought students to testify. There's not a lot of other people that look like us up there. Right. We want to help people be empowered to make a change in their own communities.
What do you mean look like us?
She's smiley face. She's 29. And she has dark hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's also never been an Asian American assembly person or senator in the state of Nevada ever.
I beg to differ. There was one. She was a Republican assemblywoman. She was Asian. She still is Asian. I forgot her name, but yeah.
Sure, she's not race fluid.
Yeah. There's one on the Republican side. I don't know of any on the Democrat side. But her name escapes me. But they were. I mean, the Asian media used to follow her around all the time, especially during elections, and she used to be a poster child for the Asian community. You know what? She cut her husband with a knife. That's why she no longer is an assemblywoman. Come to think of it, you know who I'm talking about, Troy?
Yeah, just her name escapes me.
What year was that?
Yeah, that was a few years back. So you're not going to be the first.
Okay.
So you probably want to get that out.
First Democrat.
The first Democrat Asian, I don't remember any other, but not the first Asian in the legislature, especially not in the assembly, because she was an assemblywoman. But I forget her name. But if you Google assemblywoman Nevada cut husband, I think her name would probably pop out. So just to correct you on that.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I'm gonna look that up.
So I'm assuming you want to make your biggest impact in schools.
Yes.
Okay, so when it comes to schools, then since you've been a teacher, what's your views on Common Core?
Yes. As someone who was a teacher and teaches in areas that don't always have equitable resources, I think the Common Core is good. I have seen how there is a disconnect in teaching teachers how to teach Common Core, right? There's a lot of professional development that comes around it, which also means that principals need to be to have the training, and also means that parents have to understand. At my school, where my nonprofit is, where they use the Common Core state standards through a curriculum called Engage New York, you can come see a difference between learning rote memorization versus students actually having conceptual understanding. The difference is those teachers took their time when they weren't paid or weren't asked to actually relearn how to teach it. And so they took the time, which we already ask teachers to do so much. So that's also, how can you ask people to do that? But if you're not being supported with the development to do that, I can see why people are not as excited for it.
Her name is Assemblywoman Frances Allen.
Okay.
And she stabbed her husband and ended up in the paper. Yeah, Assemblywoman Frances Allen was the first Asian legislator in the Assembly, as far as what I could remember.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So it's not going to be you. I hate to tell you.
Democrat.
Well, here's some of the issues that I have with Common Core.
Mm-hmm.
So one, it seems to be, and then I have a lot of teacher friends, and they're constantly teaching tests. And then what I'm hearing from, because mind you, I'm a graduate of the school district.
Yes.
Both my girls are graduates from the same high school I went to. Okay. I watched my girls, and I was especially in high school, I was very actively involved, and I was watching some of the stuff going on. The biggest complaint I heard from parents, and especially the teachers, or I mean from the parents and the kids especially, there was stuff on the tests that they never even got taught.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a big issue. Now, my biggest problem with Common Core is it's a data mining nightmare. So I don't understand why you talk about how they're not even educating the teachers on how and the administrators on how it actually works, but yet it's implemented, and we have one of the, if not the worst graduation rates here in the States. So I'm not understanding why you like Common Core.
Yeah, because I see it as the standards as a teacher. I want to teach my students, like you just said, we're one of the worst in the nations. If you look at somewhere like Massachusetts, that's one of the highest in the nations. Their standards match. It's, to me, the implementation that's the issue. And I every day see, just like you said, your daughters, students who are not getting the full actual implementation of it. And that's, to me, is the issue. If we want students to have high standards to highly achieve, they're there. But then if you are having an outside agency make the test that is not aligning it, or you have a calendar that doesn't align, year-round schools don't align, those are implementation issues, which are huge issues.
They're definitely huge issues.
Huge issues, but I think it's also how can we have students be held to high standards, but also, to me, teachers to high standards.
Okay. So then, man, there's so much we can go on Common Core. However, I want to shift gears a little bit, because in this next legislative session, we're going to be dealing with this. So Washington decided to throw out to the states the transfluid issue, and they're using Title IX, which from 1972, which I'm finding personally, I believe is crap. What's your views on that, and how would if it was brought up that we had to do this, or we were going to lose money through extortion? How would you handle that?
I think we're going to disagree on how we agree, what we think on this issue, but I'm going to share where I come from.
No, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I think that it's important for students and their identities to be able to express themselves in the way that they need to. I think that we can't have separate but equal. I think that it can lead to other things. I think there's a lot of testimony from students who feel bullied, who don't feel welcome at school, and that
boo-hoo. Everybody gets bullied. Okay, I had my ass whipped plenty of times in school. I dealt with my kids. So the whole bully thing, I just not buying, because we're talking less than 3% of the entire population of the United States that we're catering to. I got an issue with that. So that's the reason why.
Yes. I think, again, it's implementation. It's something that I support, because I don't want students to feel like school is not a safe place for them. I think it has to do with principals and other students and teachers understanding what's the issue. To me, in schools, that's why I think you have to make sure that all students are feeling welcome.
Agreed.
And so that's my position on that.
So what's your position with the co-ed restrooms and showers?
Right. So to me, that's a different issue. So I think about people with their identities and what they need to express themselves.
But what's your position about that?
Right. I don't think that there should be, if you have no reason other than just co-ed as the reason, that's why it should be together. If it's because you were born as a transgendered person and you are going to change your identity, you want to be able to go to the restroom of your choice, I think that's a different issue than
But that's what's coming out of Washington now.
Do you think that should be allowed?
In general, just a co-ed.
The transgender one. If I feel feminine, do you like me to be in the same restaurant with you?
I think that if you were born transgendered and you're going to change your gender identity, to
what do you mean? Let's back this bus up a little bit then, because this is going to go through all things. So you and I are at the gym. We're at the gym. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling feminine today. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna take a shower while you're taking a shower. You're okay with that?
I don't think that that's the intent of the law.
Oh, that's exactly what's gonna happen, though. That's why I don't understand. Especially, we're not allowing kids to be kids today. We're shoving all this sexual shit down their throats. That's why I'm having such a problem with this. So if you can explain to me why this is good, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I like hearing what other people think, and we're just as passionate on our issues. I think that implementation I don't agree with, right? Someone just saying, I feel this way today, so I'm going to go in here because I'm using the law to do this. I think it's if I was born transgendered, which means you're born with both parts, and you're deciding that you are changing to one part legally, then you should
born with both parts.
Well, that's a different. That's not what they're talking about.
That's not the Bruce Jenner thing, right? At 68, all of a sudden now he wants to be a woman.
But I think if you're going to change, if you're going to actually go through the law and the procedure to change
go
your
through
gender expression,
to go through the surgical removal to become a woman if I was a male, right?
Right. But
okay. Yeah. I could see that. Okay. But Miss Mosca, I hate to cut you short because I would love to go in some more with you, but
yes.
We have another guest. We have 3 guests today. It's usually 2, but we have 3. But could you give us your point of contact and tell the listeners why they should
and her area.
Oh, in your area,
yes. Okay,
and your area, and why they should vote for you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me on the show.
It was a pleasure, actually.
I'm excited to keep the dialogue open. District 18, I live off of Boulder and Tropicana. It basically goes from Flamingo to Nellis, all the way down to Boulder and about the Broadbent area.
Okay.
So East Las Vegas, but Henderson as well.
Okay.
And so you can reach me at ericamosca.com, www.ericamosca.com. My email is erica@ericamosca.com, and I'm running to be a regular person who actually wants to make a difference by having real people have a voice.
Right.
Give me a fist bump
Thank you.
on that.
And you learned something today.
Oh, I learned. Yes, believe me.
Well, you know what? It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much.
And I did enjoy your YouTube video.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That's Erica Mosca, who's a candidate for Nevada State Assembly, District 18. Don't go away, folks. We have Mark Shaffer, founder of MyVegas magazine. This is Steve Sanson, Troy Warren, Veterans in Politics.
Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services have been serving Nevada. Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services, the reliable option for your legal and tax matters. The original do-it-yourself legal source store with paralegals, registered document preparers, and enrolled agents to assist you when you need it. Need help getting divorced, starting your business, or just filing your taxes? Nevada Legal Forms is there for you. Nevada Legal Forms has over 1,000 legal forms and do-yourself kits for all your everyday matters. Nevada Legal Forms, the best place to start. Nevada Legal Forms and Tax Services is not a law office or have attorneys on staff and cannot give legal advice.
Nevada Legal Forms, Charleston and Valley View. Call 702-870-0977 or online at nevadalegalforms.com.
My name is Heidi Hanus, and I'm a marriage and family therapist. I recently opened my own practice under the name of Faith Individual and Family Counseling in the area of Summerlin. I have been practicing family therapy for 14 years, and I work well with individuals, children, teens, couples, and most of all, families. I have experience in a variety of areas, which include family conflict, communication issues, grief, anxiety, depression, anger issues, addiction, adjustment to life changes, trauma, and most forms of mood disorder. The agency work I have done has given me the experience to work with all levels of issues from severe to mild. I believe in change and positive outcome. If you are interested to begin change, you can reach me at 702-370-4244 or hanusa@cs.com. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Annette Levy. Did you know that we usually elect judges based solely on name recognition? So here goes. My name's Annette Levy. My name's Annette Levy. My name's Annette Levy. Now, for those of you who
We are back. Steve Sanchez, Troy Warren, Veterans of Politics. We're here live with Texan Mr. Mark Allen Shaffer, founder of MyVegas magazine.
Hey, let me check now. How's everything going? How's everybody doing?
To tell us about you. You have a colorful background.
I do.
Start coloring it in.
Well, all right. What color you want to start with? Let's just open up that crayon box and just start pulling them out.
Go ahead.
Crayola crayons got 64 colors.
64 colors.
Oh, man, I don't think we have enough time for the 64. Have we got a smaller box?
We can go with 18.
We got 18 box.
Let's go with the 8 colors.
Okay.
The 8 colors. All right, go ahead.
Colors of the color wheel.
All right, start coloring.
So where do I begin?
Whatever's in the color box.
Who you are, how you got started?
Well, let's see. Born and raised in Las Vegas. I escaped 2 times, and got drugged back, in handcuffs. And basically on business, business. I fell in love with Florida. I went to Lake Tahoe for 2 years. Then I went down to Florida for 10. Yeah. And those 10 in Florida, I didn't want to come back. I just
Tell us about the handcuffs.
Well, the handcuffs. Well, she's not with me anymore. So that's a different story. But what is true is that I did get drugged back on business to Vegas, and then I just that's the main reason I came back, and now I'm back and I love it. I've been back a good 20 years now, and just embarked on this old magazine career and magazine and music, and that's all I do. And the magazine career started in '91 in Florida, and brought to Vegas in '95.
What's the name of that magazine?
And that was a little wedding magazine called Perfect Wedding Guide.
Okay.
So we created that, a partner and I did, and we ran that for about 13 years till 2003, and then he went to North Carolina to try something new, so we both sold out, and I had to wait 3 years for my non-compete, and I decided I can't, I had a little money in the bank from the sellout, but money goes fast if you don't have a job.
Right.
So I had to find another magazine and another idea. So I launched the Las Vegas Restaurant Guide.
Right.
And then that gave birth to...
I used to love that magazine, by the way.
It was good.
That was actually a good magazine.
It was a good magazine.
I loved the free dinners that came with it.
I bet you did.
I was eating out every night.
I know. Put me in.
Oh, yeah, it was good. Yeah. A lot of good restaurants in this town, so it was a natural fit. But that led to the health magazine, Las Vegas Health Magazine, and we opened
Gotta stay fit.
Yeah, because I was getting fat and had to...
From the restaurant magazine.
Then I bought a house, and I needed to get my house in shape, so I launched Las Vegas Home and Garden magazine.
But hey, you got to do what you got to do.
You're used to publishing full, aren't you?
Well, if it's in my life, and that's the kicker. I think in business, you got to have passion for what you do. So if I don't have a friend of mine said, why don't you start a golf magazine? I don't golf. I can't sink my teeth into it. So my magazines that I produce have always been had because there's a personal reason. It's not just because of the title.
So where you at now?
So all that led to culminate. Well, the recession hit. So I had launched about 7 or 8 magazines running throughout Las Vegas, and things were great. In 06, 07, the recession hit and crushed them all because they're niche magazines. They target a special audience, and then
the locals, right?
All locals, yeah. All these were local niche magazines and targeted a local audience, but. When the recession hit, it just crunched the advertisers, and then that made the magazines I had to put them on the shelf. After about a couple years of that, I thought, well, what can we do? And then I thought, how about, I've always wanted to own a city type of magazine, but I didn't really have the passion for that until I came up with the idea one day in the shower, where all my ideas come up in the shower. I think somebody needs to invent a waterless pens and paper where you can just write, because I have to jump out of the shower and write this stuff down. And I jumped out and thought, MyVegas. I could put in there. I could put in different sections. My home and garden.
Show the people your magazine.
Also, okay. So my home and garden, and so what you'll see in the magazine now is these tabs. It was the first formatted tab magazine. Most magazines, everything is everywhere. You could open up a magazine. You could be reading an ad about a beautiful restaurant on one side, and then over on the right, it's a pooper scooper ad.
Oh my God!
So you're
restaurant and pooper scooper all in one.
That's like feminine hygiene products and toys across the aisle in the grocery store.
You represent lawyers, 100 top lawyers, and
so
all that, right?
to get there, I've separated out. So the sections, everything's tabbed in different sections of the magazine. So now the my pets and my pets is one section, and you won't see restaurants in there. And my restaurants is all about restaurants and good food. You won't see pet stuff in there. So it's kind of like a format called the only formatted magazine in Las Vegas for locals, and it's been a godsend, a blessing. It's worked. It took off like a rocket and just worked real well. And then I think leading up to your question is how it grew into this top 100 thing. Well, that all launched from an idea I picked up in Chicago. I'm out in Chicago on a convention, and I just looked down and see this magazine. It said the top 100 women of Chicago. I thought, well, when you're home, I love traveling. You pick up so many good ideas when you travel. And so every time I leave this town, and people ask me, what's your favorite part of Las Vegas? I say, leaving it. Because I get so many ideas. And I come back and I think, they're not doing that in Vegas.
Right.
So Chicago, I picked up this idea, the top 100 women of, and I still have the copy in my office, the top 100 women of Chicago. I came back, I gave birth to it here for Vegas, and that launched that first issue, or that particular issue. It was the first top 100 we ever did of anything.
What year was that?
And that's going back to 11 or 12, about 3 years ago.
So you do top 100 lawyers
After that,
and the dentists, doctors.
Everybody asked, what are you going to do the top 100 men? I said, oh, my goodness, I don't want to do that. But okay, so finally we did that one.
So wait a minute. Let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
Now, I've been running Veterans in Politics for like 11 years. I've been doing radio show for 10 years. Okay?
10?
Okay. We masterminded endorsement interviews for candidates. How come I never see my name as a top anything?
Well, you're not a woman.
No. Top 100 men.
Oh, we said anything.
No, well, let's go with the men.
He's transfluent today.
Because I'm not transfluent.
So we have four. That you could be the top 100 women, which you're not. You could be the top 100 doctors. So I don't think you're a doc. So
no, not a doctor.
Lawyer.
No.
So all that's left is top 100 men.
So let's go with that.
Okay. So here's the deal. You're wondering how come you've never been in that?
Yeah.
Well, number one, and a lot of people don't know this. They don't know. They think it's some other system. The system is you got to vote. You got to vote, and you got to get voted for.
So there's no criteria other than vote.
No, there's more. There's more.
Okay.
This is the first thing that has to happen is you have to vote. You have got to get into our computer. So to get in our computer, you go online onto myvegasmag.com, and you can vote for yourself. It only takes one to get in. You don't have to vote for yourself. I'm sure that that Donald Trump is going to vote for himself, so you can vote for yourself, okay? And that's okay in America still. You can still vote for yourself, all right? So you're running for state assembly, right?
Right.
Are you going to vote for yourself? Of course you are.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you can vote for yourself in MyVegas too. So vote for yourself, get in the system. On there, when you vote, you're going to have to put in your picture. You're going to have to put in a bio about yourself and why you think you deserve it, okay?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's the first step. A lot of people don't do that. Next thing.
Nobody knew about it.
It's broadcast. We email blasted to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's.
Are you on that email?
I don't know anymore.
We're gonna have to make sure.
I think you took me off.
I could have taken you out. Depends. Now check this out. Then we get we'll get like on the women and the men. We'll get 400 or 500 entries. Then we call them up and ask them if they have a photo because we put a full color photo in here. Out of those 500, we'll get 450 that don't have time to get me a photo or a bio, or they'll just put their bio. Yeah, I'm awesome. That's why I think I should be in here. Okay, so
awesome.
First of all, we eliminate the garbage ones. I'm awesome. Because I made $1 million last year, so I should be in the top 100 men. Well, it's not just that. And now the top 100 men is also, the subtitle is the top 100 men of success. Yeah. Now success comes
that's me
in different forms.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to be made $1 million last year. Maybe you served a lot of homeless people and you're successful. Maybe you have an incredible family and you want to talk about them. And success to everybody is a little bit different.
Right.
But the top 100 men. So We lose people because they don't vote. We lose people because they don't send us their picture. We lose people because they don't comment. We get down to 50 people, and I've got about a week left to put this magazine out, and I am literally cracking the whip at my girls saying, you got to get these pictures. You got to get the bios. We got to go to print.
Right.
People want to do this. We all want to go to Hawaii, but we don't buy the ticket.
Right.
Okay? Sure, everybody wants to go to Hawaii, but we don't open the laptop, and we don't sign up and get an airline and get a hotel. We just, until we're like the doctor says you got 6 months to live, and then you finally go. That's ridiculous, I tell you. And that's why I go every year to Hawaii, because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that I'm going September 7th this year. It's my annual vacation. I go every year now. I do not want to be make Hawaii my last trip.
Right.
That happened to my sister, and it was the saddest week. But so anyway, same thing in the top 100. A lot of people procrastinate, I guess is the word. They procrastinate in their way, and they just don't put it on the top 10 list of things to do. Some do, 50 or 60 do, and then we get those 50 or 60, and then we got to fight for the other 30 or 40 to get bios, to get pictures. And, of course, then we look at them all, and we throw out the garbage. There's some people say, because I have 4 dogs, or, the women, at the top 100 women. I had a guy voted for his wife, said, my wife needs to be in that top 100 because have you seen her new boob job? And I'm like, seriously? I'm not kidding. He's talking about, and she had the picture, he sent 4 pictures in. He said, look, in bikinis. I'm like, this is not what it's about. It's about, now women is a different one. The women one is about the top 100 women of influence. And we're talking about, have they made a positive difference in our community? And so we're looking for, what have you done? Right. For what have you done? What have you done for me lately? For the community. So anyways, there's those criteria. Now, last but not least, I absolve myself from the entire process other than hurry up. I just tell the girls to hurry up. I got 5 girls in my office. We have 10 girls, but 5 of them put this all together. And it's a huge undertaking. Right. One girl has to just database everything and make all the calls, and the other support her and getting all this in. And the editor has to rewrite the bios. They come in, we can't just print your bio. 9 out of 10 of the bios we have to rewrite completely. Right. And they'll write 500 words. We only need 50. We got to scale them down. It's just amazing. It's a lot of work that goes into this. It's like, so some you get 0 bio, and some you get too much. And you get all this drama and headache, and just like it's a big job. So I put that all on the girls, and they sort it all out, and takes it off my back.
Well, see, George, now we know. Are you on that email list?
I'll get news for you. The men has been for 3 years now, top 100 men. I haven't made it yet. No one's voted for me, and I refuse to vote for myself.
Oh, you won't vote for yourself?
I won't.
He won't, because he's the procrastinate guy. He doesn't send the photo in.
I own the magazine.
Well, I was going to say, because wouldn't that's kind of like liking your own Facebook post, a little narcissistic, don't you think?
Yes, that's a little, exactly, high five there. It's a little narcissistic for me to vote for myself, because I own the darn thing.
So where do you see yourself going?
So do me a favor, would you vote for me this year?
That's after I vote for me.
And I'll vote for you.
Oh, you vote for me? I'll vote for you.
That's how it works, baby. That's how it works. Okay.
So where do you see yourself going with this magazine now?
Oh, MyVegas is just going crazy. It's taken off. We're having a really good time.
How many times a year does it come out?
4 times a year. Winter, spring, summer, fall.
How do you get on the cover?
The covers are for sale. You can buy the cover. All right, that's no doubt.
Who's that on the cover right now?
Here's Amanda Correttis, a beautiful model.
How much she paid?
This is all about, they're all $5,000. They're going up.
$5,000.
Yeah, $5,000 every month.
For the cover.
Mm-hmm.
What's the distribution on that?
These are $20,000 a copy. $20,000 every month. And Dallas is on the back. The covers are for sale because there's only the one for that month. And we're not trying to be an editorial magazine, talking about hot editorial stuff. We're talking about it's more of a society fun magazine.
Gotcha.
In fact, you're not going to read anything negative in here. We're not going to put
it's kind of like a who's who.
Yeah, if a bank got robbed and 3 people got shot and killed, we're not going to talk about that. That's the news. That's the news. We don't want to be a news magazine. The sad stuff, and I just don't want to. At this stage of my life, I'm looking for all the positive energy I can put into this magazine. Okay. So we keep all that. So it's more of a fun, social magazine, if you will.
Well, Mark, thank you for coming. We're starting to run out of time. Could you tell us how? Could you tell the listeners how they could get on your distribution list and make sure, because you got a lot of events.
MyVegasMag.com.
Okay.
All you got to do is join the newsletter, sign up for a copy. You can join just the newsletter and you'll be in our database.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Make sure you know everything.
For coming on the show.
Thank you.
That's Mark Allen Shaffer, founder of MyVegas Magazine. This is Steve Sampson, Troy Warren with Veterans in Politics. Until next week.